Gray Man, and it's apparently there's a prequel and a sequel on the way for The Gray Man. This is a new movie from Netflix that just came out. I have not seen The Gray Man. And
Nope,
I
me either.
thought Nick had seen The Gray Man when I put the story in rotation. But Nick has not seen The Gray Man, so both of us just have no fucking idea if this is good news or not. I'm
heard
gonna
it sucks, but that's just me. I
Yeah.
heard it's real bad.
I'm gonna go off of what I've heard about the movie. I've not watched it. I almost watched it the other day, but I just haven't had time. I haven't heard great things about it. I've heard that like the spectacle, it's like a big dumb action movie. It's a Michael Bay type of movie, but it's just not amazing. The story is really lacking. But you know, I've heard more negative than positive about it.
Can't be as bad as Cherry.
Yeah, and actually want to talk about concerning the directors, but real quick. Apparently, even though the movie's not doing great, or it is doing great. It says Netflix announced two films, a Gray Man sequel starring Ryan Gosling, which is in the first Gray Man, and as promised a few months before its release, a Gray Man prequel set to explore a different element of the Gray Man universe. And this is coming from the Russo brothers, I believe. The audience reaction to the Gray Man has been nothing short of phenomenal. Okay, that's not what I'm getting, but the Russos said in a statement, "We are so appreciative to the enthusiasm that fans across the world have had for this film. With so many amazing characters in the movie, we had always intended for the Gray Man to be part of an expanded universe. And we are thrilled that Netflix is announcing a sequel with Ryan, as well as a second script that we're excited to talk about soon." Apparently the second script they're saying is based on Chris Evans' character, like earlier. I don't know if his character survives the Gray Man or not. We haven't seen it, but it apparently deals with his character prior to the Gray Man, prequel to the Gray Man. The audience reaction to the Gray Man has been nothing short of phenomenal. I say no because everything I've heard, I haven't heard anybody say it's phenomenal. I've heard people say it was fine and it had good action. The action scenes I heard are really good. But if you look on Netflix, it is number one, or was as of this report. It's the number one movie on there, and a lot of fucking people are watching it. So maybe that's what they mean by audience reaction. A whole lot of people are watching it. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing, but whatever. Netflix thought it was good enough to greenlight 2 fucking movies based on it, so there's that. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of input on this because I haven't seen the movie. You got anything for us, Nick?
Yeah, they're spending too much. Netflix is spending too much money on crap. It's known, and it's ironic that like some of the bigger movies that they spent money on, like The Irishman. Well, The Irishman was pretty good, but like Red Notice and this have gotten terrible reviews, and they're like $250 million projects. And I have like no drive to see The Gray Man, even though it has Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling in it, and it was directed by the Russo brothers. I mean, I'm like looking, I'm like. Then again, I did have COVID when it came to theaters, so I'm like, I don't care.
It's free. Well, not free. If you have Netflix, I mean, it's right there. And so I don't have an excuse either. But I guess what I am interested in, or something I was interested in exploring and getting your thoughts on, is okay. I can't comment on this movie. I can only go off of what people say. But there's been plenty of movies people said were terrible, and I ended up actually enjoying. Who knows? Maybe I'll think this movie's pretty good. I'll watch it eventually. But what I am interested in is the Russo brothers. You know, they were the new hot shit on the block. Came off of Community, I believe it was, and some other shows. And then they did, you know, Infinity War and Endgame, 2 of the biggest fucking movies ever made. And what have they really done since then? That they did Cherry, which I didn't even see that, but I heard nothing.
They did Welcome to Colin. Is it the one with Sam Rockwell and George Clooney? I think it was, and William H Macy was called Welcome to Collinwood or something like that. Is that right?
I haven't seen.
I'm gonna look this up. It came out in like early 2000s, but it was directed by the Russo brothers.
Oh, well, that was pre.
Well,
Avengers,
yeah,
right?
but the reason I bring that up is because the Russo brothers, like as you just said, like what have the Russo brothers done that's good? and outside of Community, which was more, well, they were producers on Everything Everywhere All at Once, so I guess that counts.
And they did the Winter Soldier and what? Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier and
Civil
that
War.
other one, the Civil War. But are you starting to notice that like when the Marvel directors come in, the films are good, but they go do their own projects. 99 times out of 100, they're bad movies. Like think about what the Russo brothers have done as directors. Since they're coming back to direct something in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because they're failing. I mean, even the film Extraction, which I don't know if it was directed by one of the Russo brothers, had a great scene in it, but the movie was not great.
Was Extraction was the.
Oh, they wrote it.
He was the stunt man.
Yeah.
Chris Evans. Oh, not Chris Evans.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth stunt man.
Yeah.
He's the one who directed it.
But I don't know. The Russo brothers they're a weird group. I mean, I give them credit. They were able to pull out Endgame and Infinity War. But it's just like you watch Cherry. Cherry was garbage, and Gray Man's supposed to be not that great. Maybe they're not built for directing, these
action
films. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I heard the action in The Gray Man is actually really good, but it's just the story is like technically it's a very good movie, a solid ass movie, and the action's exciting. It's just you don't give a shit about the characters or the story or anything. The story's just kind of dumb. But once again, I haven't seen it, so I can't. Don't quote me on that. But I like you. I find it. I've seen quite a few directors that's happened with. They'll come in and they'll have a good backlog, and that I'm assuming that's why they get hired by Marvel is to come on. And it's almost like Marvel sucks them dry. I mean,
yeah.
John. Mandalorian creator. Oh shit.
Favreau.
Yeah, Favreau. John Favreau. He came in just like hot and did, Iron Man. Then Iron Man 2 happened, and then it just burned him out. And he was like, "Screw this, I'm out." And he's done good stuff since then, but he kind of took a break. He was like, "Oh, I'm backing off," And I guess Kenneth Branagh, he came out more or less unscathed. He did one movie, and then he was like, "Nope, no more for me." So, but there's been other, and Taika Waititi, we talked about him a couple of weeks ago. He just seems like he's kind of drinking the Waititi Kool-Aid, and I'm curious to see. He did make Jojo Rabbit, so he's still making quality. Well, he was making quality stuff, and you said he has another film coming out soon, so I guess we'll see them.
Yeah.
But I think the Russo brothers maybe just either they got way too big for themselves, and everybody was praising them, so they. Just kind of they're drinking the Russo brothers Kool-Aid or something and not really being as creative as they used to be. I don't know, but it does seem like they really haven't done anything else good since Endgame. And this is kind of, from what I'm hearing, solidifying that. But, it was good enough to get 2 sequels, I guess, so, financially. So maybe they are bankable directors, but doesn't mean they necessarily are the most creative anymore. I don't know. Right. But hey, if you enjoyed The Gray Man, if you're one of those people, because this is also critics we're talking about. We're in a circle where we're talking about people that critique movies, they're critics, and critics are usually, when it comes to like dumb action movies, they're usually a little bit rougher on them. Critics have a hard time just enjoying sometimes just dumbass action. I don't, because I'm a dumbass, so I like dumbass action. It speaks to me, but critics give them a hard time. But audiences sometimes, casual Joe Blow audiences sometimes love these kind of movies. And hey, if that's the audience they're going for and it's speaking to them, good for them. They're, everybody needs those movies. So, but if you like The Gray Man, you got more coming soon at some point with Netflix and all their money they spend on their movies, even though they said they're not going to spend as much anymore. But whatever.